Narelle from Bindies. In this video, I'm going to show you how to baste your quilt. Basically, that's putting your backing, your wadding and your quilt top together, ready for quilting. All our kits are supplied with the backing fabric and the quilt top fabric, and all you have to purchase is the wadding from a local quilt shop. There's many different types of wadding. You've got your polyesters, your wools, and you've got your cottons, and then there's also blends. If you're allergic to certain polyesters or wools, then you go for the other. So that's why we don't supply them in the kits. What you do first is you get your backing fabric, okay, from the kit. And with some of the backing fabrics, they're not as wide as your quilt top, so you will have to cut it and join to make it the size of your quilt top. Some of the widths of the backing fabric is enough, but in some kits the quilt's bigger than what the width of the fabric is. So I've joined it together so it fits all onto the quilt top and given it an iron. I then cut out the wadding, again just so there's a bit of an overhang from the quilt top, and then we place the quilt top on top. And also with the quilt top, give it an iron as well. Now you will require some pins to pin it together. Now these look like safety pins, but they're actually pins with a bend in them. Okay, before these were invented, we used to use just normal safety pins, and you'd have a spoon or you'd have a thumb and fingers that were really sore because you have to pull them through. But with the bend, they just pop straight up and you can clip them in, and you'll see as we go along how I use them. Now if you've got this all nice and tight and flat, you can go ahead and pin, but another thing that I like to do is put a bit of quilt basting spray on it, like a bit of glue to help hold it. So I have it all laid out nice and flat. Pull back so I can see the backing fabric. Now if you've got a big table, have it all out on a big table, that's great. Your quilt shop may allow you to go down there and use their huge tables they have, or if you're like me, small area, gets the job done the same way. So we get some of this. Now with your basting spray, read the warning labels. It is quite toxic, so use it in an open area, okay? And it doesn't have to be heavy-handed with it. You can use it just sparingly. So I just give it a couple of swirls, bring down the wadding, and give it a press out. And that's actually now holding the wadding to the backing fabric. I then pull up the quilt top on the wadding, give it another little spray, and place that on there. And again, just smooth it out with your hand because you've already ironed it. Now, when you do think of pinning, okay, I pin as I go, I'll go down through this, but when pinning, always think about where you're going to quilt, because you don't want to have a pin where you've got to remove it when you're quilting with your sewing machine. So in this one, we actually did quilt just stitch in the ditch or around where the joins are, or the seams, so we can pin closer to the middle of the blocks. And in this one we just did a cross with the quilting, so I can put a pin in one of these. Now over the years and all the quilting I've done, the theory is when you put a knuckle, your hand down, there should be a pin on each side of your hand. Now when I use the basting spray, I find that I don't need as many pins as that. But if you've got them and you're going to be doing a lot of quilting and you need it to stay together, use that theory of put your hand down as a fist and pin through there. So along the edges, I actually do put quite a few more because that holds it for when we're going to cut the edges and also put the binding on. So grab your pins and you can start from the middle. Pin through. As you see, it just pops straight up through the 3 layers. So make sure you get the 3 layers when you're pinning. Okay. And get right to the corner so it holds them all together. And then you have them all pinned. Continue this all the way through, and then you'll have your quilt ready for quilting. Now on your machine, make sure you do put your walking foot, or if it's got an inbuilt dual feed, have that switched on. When you're quilting, you use an invisible thread on the top so you can't see. If you want to have it where you can see a cotton colour, put a cotton on the top that you want to see, but majority of the time it's invisible thread. And in the bobbin you'll have your 100% cotton of the colour of your backing fabric, which in this case is red. So let's just pin a few more here. So just remember, always keep it flat and keep it, make sure it's ironed, and don't pin where you are going to be sewing your quilting. Alright, and every quilt is done no matter how big or how small. I do them all in this way. So have fun, get all your quilt together, and then go to your machine, set it up for your quilting with your invisible thread on the top, your colour in your bobbin, and quilt your quilt as desired, or as we've done on our different quilts. Thank you.